Incredible Hulk will not be presented this evening.
Damn!
You are watching The DL Show on Dave's Guitar Channel.
All right, folks. We are here on a Tuesday night. We got a full screen going. We got Jables downstairs. We got Krellbot, and we got Joe. Andy, welcome to the show. Thanks for being a fan. Thank you very much. Cold Roses. Yes, Cold Roses says we got a mistrial in the Karen Reed case. Yeah, I mean, some people are children and can't figure out that they're looking at a crime scene where a vehicle did not strike another person. I'll say, I was telling someone today, if a defensive lineman ran into a guy's arm at 24 miles an hour, it would do more damage to his arm than what damage he had on his arm. But yet they're saying it was a 7,000-pound automobile that hit him. Cheech, today is Tuesday. I need to do today because I'm not available tomorrow. I have plans to go see a friend of mine's band play at this free event that and I want to go show some support, and figured, do I change the night or do I not do a night at all? And I figured I would come Tuesday night instead of Wednesday.
DL, question for you.
Yes.
If the driver of that 7,000-pound vehicle happened to be our current president, what is the likelihood that a sidewalk cafe would be run over?
There would be a group of people run over.
That's right.
The idea.
He'd be driving down the center of the promenade.
That's right. Where am I? Hold on one second. I'll be right back. I'm getting a call.
Would he shit his pants before
right
or after running everyone over?
Exactly.
I know it depends.
So anyway, the Cameron Reed case is over. The state says they're going to retry her, but my radar says they're going to back that down. They really have no shot in hell. And shortly after they announced they were going to retry her, the detective who was in charge of the case was fired for the mishandling of everything. And honestly, you can tell the guy was beat up. Definitely wasn't hit by a car. I'll just say this. They're claiming that a 7,000-pound car hit the guy in the arm so hard that it shattered the brake light and only cut his arm, but there isn't one bruise on his arm. So he has all these cuts on his arm, and they're saying that's from the car crashing into his arm and shattering the brake light. Not a bruise, no brakes.
Yeah.
You have to really...
Well, what are the chances that this guy was wearing, like, solid metal plates all over his body.
Yeah, he was coming back from some medieval reenactment.
Or he's Magneto.
Yeah, maybe that's what cracked the plastic.
He drank a lot of grog.
Anyway, so that case is over, and in the next couple of weeks, I have a feeling we're going to see the state back down. They should back down. They're under investigation from the FBI. It's a complete sham what they tried to do and railroad this girl into...
what state is this?
Massachusetts.
Oh, gotcha.
Well, what would be the motive, though?
Because they think the guy that did it was a cop, and they're protecting him. So, yeah, I mean, it's a fucking nightmare. They didn't even investigate anything. They never even went into the house. And there's just a lot of things like they never went into the house where the body was found outside, but the guy sold the house like immediately. It was his family house he bought from his parents. But then he sells the house, fills in the pool, tears up the basement before selling it and redoes it. There's just a lot of fucking shady. Yeah, everything's shady. Everything's shady on the side of who the witnesses for the prosecution were. And the defense was like, I didn't hit him.
So did it actually end in a mistrial?
Mistrial, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, which was just because I'm sure a few people were holding out and saying that he was guilty, but there are morons in the world. I mean, look, we got people here watching me. Thank you, but zinger.
Some people will watch anything.
I'll tell you, if you want to have a question, are there dumb people? Bob Dylan's putting on a concert in Boston right now, and people are going. Bob Dylan.
Is it a protest concert?
You know who's so underrated and nobody ever talks about like how great he was as an entertainer and just a weirdo was Ian Anderson.
Oh, I love him.
You watch old Jethro Tull, he's jumping around like a madman dressed as a literature professor from looking like what the hell's his name? The guy that just died. Donald Sutherland. He looks like he's in Donald Sutherland's teaching Milton in Animal House. But he's running around the stage playing those those songs were great.
Oh, yeah. I just put a Jethro Tull in my story on Instagram yesterday because how do you leave out Tull? You keep freezing, Dave.
I do?
Yeah.
He hasn't froze on me yet.
Yeah, he did a little earlier, but it seems to be fine.
Maybe
it's like
East
a
Coast
3-second
bandwidth.
freeze.
I got that very robust California bandwidth.
Yeah, I'm not getting the warning, and it says I got.
I've got that burble.
Usually if it starts to go to like low, it'll show on here, but I'm not getting any of that.
Can I ruin the show for a minute? I know that we're talking about religion, politics, and how much money we all make, but I want to talk about a piece of guitar gear really quickly.
You want to talk? You want to bring up? You dare bring up guitar talk on a guitar channel on YouTube?
How off topic?
Exactly. It's like, let's get to politics and religion. Cut that guitar shit. That is in bad taste, sir.
Yes. How dare you?
Okay, so I have you guys have heard of this thing called the Universal Audio aux?
Yep.
Yeah. It's like an amp top or a studio. For those out there who don't know, it's like it's kind of like a load box, so it protects your tube amps from blowing up if a cabinet's not plugged into it. And it also has like this limited selection of Universal Audio, like impulse responses and speaker simulations and stuff like that. It is fucking amazing.
Is it?
It's yeah, I've had it for a while. I've been saying for like probably the last 6 or 8 months, this might be the single best piece of gear that I've ever bought. And I thought we were going to talk about guitar gear.
Is that the Ampero?
Yeah, I guess this is more like studio gear. No, the Universal Audio aux.
Oh.
So here's why I'm bringing it up. So we were listening to a bunch of Mesa Boogie and Orange video clips on Instagram and YouTube. trying to figure out what direction we want to do it with Bad Cat. Just like looking at theirs content, just doing general market research. And the one thing I kept hearing every time I listened to these guys is their video quality always sounded terrible. Like you'd listen to the amps, it's all dry and scratchy. They don't put any room in it. They don't do anything. And I know that you want to like hear guitar demos where they're dialing knobs and you want it to be real and honest. But in what environment do you listen to bone dry guitar sound come out of your earbuds into your head? You never do. And if you're in a room, there's reverberations, there's all that normal stuff, right? Well, fucking hell. So I was like, I'm going to bring my aux in and we're going to record our videos through this thing. And I did a whole series of videos last week and I just heard the product today. I just saw the video edits. And God damn it, every single one of them sounds incredible.
Nice.
And I'm just like, that unit is just killer. And it's funny because this is supposed to be like, we're advertising our products, the Bad Cat products. But all I want to do is talk about how incredible the aux is.
Right.
Because like what I did is I set it up to where it's like, yeah, it's a 412 cabinet with vintage 30s. And then it's simulating like it's mic'd with a 121 and a 57. That's
Which you can't beat.
Right. It's just like industry standard. I intentionally did it that way so that it would be industry standard. It wouldn't surprise anybody and it wouldn't be out of left field. No tricks, no nothing. And we could do the same thing and just record it with mics in the office if we have all day to set up the mic placement and make everything super loud and the whole deal, which we don't.
Right.
So,
and plus a 121 and a 57. I mean, that's all you need to record amps.
100%. It's perfect.
All you need. It's awesome.
But yeah, this thing, like,
I mean, honestly, you could record almost a whole record with 3 mics: a 121, a 57, and an 87, a U87 from Neumann.
Yeah, you'd pretty much have everything done there.
You'd pretty much have it all, other than you'd have to record drums, but that would require a little bit different setup. But anything but drums.
I was gonna say, what if you had multiple 57s, 87s, and 121s?
There you go.
You could get the drums done.
100%.
Yeah, but no,
that thing would use probably the 121s for overheads, because it actually would probably warm up the cymbals quite a little bit there for overheads. Because I always hate, overheads to me, it's like you can take them out. All I want to hear is the hat. Get your fucking cymbals out of here.
That's funny. Yeah, I think a lot of people use ribbons to record overhead.
I would imagine.
Yeah, it's pretty common. I mean, I always hear about people doing 87s or what were they, 414s, AKG 414Cs or whatever.
Yeah.
There's some of that.
Like I said, the thing with cymbals, so there was a record. I don't know if you remember when David Palmer came into West LA one time, and I was just driving him nuts, asking him a million questions about a recording with the. And I said to him, was it your choice or did they not want you to play cymbals? And he said the producer walked up to him right when he was sitting at the kit and was pulling the cymbals away from the kit. It's like, don't hit these. I'm like, I love the guy already. That's funny. What I love about that record.
Why not? Why didn't he? Oh, he just wanted less.
He wanted cymbals on the record. You'll go back and you put a couple of crashes in when you need them, but he doesn't. Drummers, to me, like it's like a crutch. They love to hit and I hate cymbals.
Oh my God! So I got to bring this up then. How do you go about having Van Halen as one of your all-time favorite bands? That every fucking recording is incredibly cymbal heavy.
Yeah. Well, it's also the drums, the way they're mixed. They're not very, I wouldn't say they're very prominent in the mix.
You don't think
it's
so?
Not like I don't think so. I mean, it almost sounds when he plays like he's, in fact, I got a buddy of mine, you've met him on the show here before, Chuck, hates Alex Van Halen because he says his hands, he plays like jazz hands. He never hits the cymbals hard.
Okay.
He's got a really light touch, whereas like when you listen to like Stairway to Heaven, and it's like you listen to where the cymbals come in, they're very few and far between. It's like, in fact, most of the times when you hear the downbeat of 1, he doesn't hit it, and to me, it's like so much more. it's like down and down. If there's a bustle in your head, he even does the fill, but doesn't do it. He goes, "It's just a spring, boom, 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 like he doesn't go into which you think 90% of the drummers would want to do, which drives me nuts. I just don't like cymbals.
Now we know why you don't like Keith Moon, because Keith Moon was all over the cymbals.
Wait a
He
minute.
lived on the cymbals.
Joe just
Alex-
stumbled upon
Alex Van-
something that's 100% true.
Yeah.
To me,
Now
he's a
we know.
noisemaker.
Who is?
Keith Moon.
Keith Moon.
Oh,
He just
gotcha.
lives on cymbals. It's
He
just
lives
a
on the
fucking
cymbals.
barrage of fucking everything I don't like.
That's right.
In
That's
fact,
true.
the other day I made a couple of posts on Instagram about 1981 because I was in the gym and The Stroke came on, and I'm like, God, there's so many great songs from 1981 that come in this mix. And I'm like, the sound is so awesome. The next day I did another post because Mean Streets from Van Halen came on. Then when I got in the car on the way home, it was a song from the Face Dances album. It was Another Tricky Day. And I was like, this is one of my favorite Who songs. And listening to it over, I was like, you know what? The drums don't live on the cymbals. It's a guy actually playing a hi-hat and a beat. I think that album's underrated. Folks, what are your thoughts on the Face Dances album from 1981 from The Who?
I always liked You Better You Bet.
Great
I
song.
thought that was a good song.
I think Another Tricky Day is a great song. You is a great song. Daily Records. I think it's a great album.
Yeah,
Don't
I think
Let
the
Go
only
the
song
Gay
I can
Coat.
think of off of that record is You Better You Bet. I haven't heard the record in probably 10 years.
Oh, yeah.
I never
remember
really
First
listened to
time I
it when I was
started
younger either. It was like,
guitar.
I think the only time I listened to that record, I was in a cover band at one point in time that played that You Better You Bet song. And it's the only time I ever listened to that record.
When the record came out, they played 3 or 4 of the album tracks. So I got the album right away, and I would listen to it a lot. I actually thought it was a really good Who, because back then I was really into the album. I think Who Are You is one of the best albums. It's funny. I used to think Quadrophenia was so good, but so many songs come up in my mix in Spotify from Quadrophenia. And the whole time, every time a song comes on, I'm like, God, this is so gay. I feel like I'm listening to Les Mis. You guys ever hear Les Mis or any? What's the guy who did the music? Andrew Lloyd Webber. Did he do Les Mis?
I couldn't
It sounds
Any of
like
it? Andrew Lloyd Webber's horrendous. They praise this guy. They should be killing him.
Did he do Jesus Christ Superstar too, or was that Tim Rice?
Tom
No, that was
Bukovac
Tim
is
Rice.
great. Bukovac, yeah, I think he's
Tom Rice?
great. Country player. Yeah. I don't really
You're
watch
picking up
many
on
other
that,
guitar players, but if a country guy comes on, like, what's the country guy that I like?
Steve Warren.
Stefan Warnier?
Oh, that's him. Stefan
Very-
Warnier, Steve Warner. No, I meant the guy who
Very
does
French.
Sean Tubbs, I think.
Yeah, I don't know if Sean's a country player at heart, though.
Well, he's
Sean-
got some really good country chops.
He's super good. What about
Yeah.
Ford Thurston?
That has to be a country player.
He is.
Thurston Howell the third.
Ford Thurston Howell III. I was going to say, but his name is Ford. Like,
Yeah.
I love when you hear these country guys. I'm Colt Ford. Oh, you're Colt Ford?
Or,
Is that what it is?
or Ford Colt.
Hilarious.
Greg Koch
Yeah.
is a great player. Paisley's a great player. Brad used to come into the shop when John and I were there. I think Brent Mason's incredible. I mean, all the country guys are great. What are we naming country guys? They're all awesome.
Yeah.
Marty Stewart
Yeah.
and Cousin Kenny is awesome. Those guys are fantastic.
Marty
Can't
Stewart.
play in Nashville and suck. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, those guys are all rippers. Fucking Vince Gill. What's the guy who also plays Ricky Skaggs?
I was just
Don
gonna say-
Rich from Buck Owens band is awesome. I mean, all of them are they're great.
Yeah. If you ever go to literally any club in Nashville along the strip, any night of the week, every single player that's playing in those small clubs will rip your head off.
Right.
They're incredible.
If you want
I've
to
been
see
there a bunch of
terrible
times, and
guitar
it really is
players,
every time.
go to the Whiskey when they have the Motley Crue fucking cover,
for
you
sure.
know, tribute bands or I mean these session guys are all fucking monsters.
Two cities I've been to in the US where I've been to bars like during just like a random weeknight because I was traveling for work, where I was like, you got to be kidding me, is Austin and Nashville. I've been to like 3 or 4 clubs in Austin, and it's the same story. You go in there, and it's a different thing. They're not as virtuoso. They're not doing as much of the chicken picking stuff. But believe me, every note they hit is impressive.
Hugh Caldwell says a quick one by The Who is their best song. I won't argue. I think it's a fantastic song. It's always been one of my favorites, and I love the live version that's on the Kids Are All Right soundtrack. But the all these guys in Nashville are just great. And I remember one time at West LA, this guy came in and was playing country licks, and I'm like, dude, you got to show me that lick. So he shows it to me, and then I'm trading some licks with him, and he was a really nice kid. And I said, man, you play in a band? He's like, yeah, the Mavericks. I was like, oh, I only love them. No idea who anybody in the band was except Raul Malo.
That's really funny.
You got that one right, Cheech. That's when you want to see somebody faking it to make it.
Did you know Steve Travato?
I know Steve.
Yeah, he's a good player.
I know who that is.
Yeah. Steve's a great player. I've ripped off a lot of licks from Steve.
How about Albert Lee? Nobody mentioned.
Love Albert Lee. You know what I don't like about Steve Travato, though? His tone. Him and I were talking once. We got into a discussion about Seymour Duncan versus DiMarzio, and he thinks Seymour Duncan makes a better pickup. And I said, well, I disagree. I haven't ever heard somebody or stopped somebody and said, man, what the hell is that? And in fact, Carl Verheine's awesome. Johnny Hyland's great. So here's a funny story. I had just started working for Dave Mason. And Dave Mason's playing at the Canyon Club. And so I go with Ravi to go see Dave Mason. And I said to Ravi, fucking Dave Mason's tone, his clean tone, is unbelievable. That's one of the best live clean tones I ever heard. And I'm like, listen, I'm not kissing ass. I could care less who he is. I don't really know any of his music at the time. I'm like, but that's a great tone. He goes, yeah, he gets his pickups are made especially from Seymour Duncan. I said, well, I got to find out what that is because I've never heard a Duncan sound anywhere that good. So I walk up to Dave after the show and I said, hey, listen, man, what Seymour Duncan pickups do you have in that guitar? He goes, Seymour Duncan? I wouldn't use those. It's a DiMarzio. I have Steve Blucher wind them special for me. I look back at Ravi. I'm like, you son of a bitch. I knew it couldn't be a fucking Seymour Duncan. I've never heard of Seymour Duncan where I'm like, what pickup is that? I've never, I don't know. You ripped off or stole? Well, no, stole is when you go out there and you claim it's your own. Ripped off means, I'm just ripping his licks. No one's seeing me. It doesn't matter anyway.
You were influenced by him. Ridiculous.
I think I was talking about Steve Travato when I said I ripped his licks. I mean, I like Steve Travato a lot. He's a great teacher, great player, great guy.
Oh, a funny Steve Travato story. Speaking of tone, we got him when I was over at Boutique. We got him a Tone King Imperial. Great sounding 6v6 classic, super clean amplifier. And
that amp's fantastic.
Yeah, Steve Travato was all excited, so we got the amp, and he's like, I'm gonna record some stuff for you. And he is like in the room and he's dialing it in, and so he dials it all the way in, and it is piercing how freaking bright it is. And he's like, there it is. It sounds amazing. Listen to the glass on top. I'm like, you must have lost all of your hearing above 4K. I'm dying right now. Getting killed. And he's like, this is incredible.
Right. He's deaf in one ear and can't hear out of the other. I'm telling you, when he told me that Seymour Duncan pickup sounded better, and I'm like, 9 times out of 10, if you play a Seymour Duncan pickup, I'm going to tell you it sounds fucking fine. If you put a DiMarzio, I'm going to tell you it sounds fine. I'm just saying I've never been in a situation, which I have in many times, where I heard somebody play and I'm like, dude, what's in that guitar? What is it wired with? You know what I mean? Like the Jeff Beck model. Actually, it wasn't really called the Jeff Beck model. It was the Oxblood 54 that Gibson put out. But generally, it was modeled after Jeff Beck's 54 with humbuckers. And when I played that guitar, I was like, these are the best sounding burst buckers. And then I found out it was a 2 and a 3, not a 1 and a 2 like the others. But that was that was like a jarring thing that I could easily hear. And when it comes to like single coils, so this girl messages me the other day. She takes a picture of the pickup, the top and the bottom, and it's a Strat pickup, single coil, and says, "Can you tell if this is a Lawler or made by G&L?" I said, "It's a single coil. It doesn't matter who made it. What do you care? It's fucking copper wire on a bobbin. It doesn't. I mean, there's what can you do?" So she was like, "Well, I was just curious." I'm like, I was trying to explain to her. I said, "Listen, a single coil pickup, if you're paying crazy money from like one of these guys like Lawler, you're crazy." I had a guy come into West LA once and had me listen to 3 pickups on his Strat, and he says, "Which one sounds the best?" I tell him which one. He goes, "I know that you were going to say that. That I got from a Squire." I'm like, "It's the fucking greatest Strat pickup I've ever heard that was a single coil." That was Alex Beaker, Sr.
Oh, jeez.
All right. He came in with that. So the guitar had handwriting all over it. It was a mess. But, man, I played that guitar, and I'm like, that pickup is unbelievable. And he was like, that came out of a Squire.
Oh. I had Lawlers in my Shabbat, and I didn't care for the single coils.
Yeah, I mean, a single coil, what can you do? It's one of those things where it's like, you don't know when the magic's going to happen. You're winding copper coil. I mean, even Grover Jackson, when he was telling me his Seymour Duncan story, and Seymour was charging him like $40 or something like that for a single coil. And he's like, I can buy these for $5. I can make them for $5. And so he's like, it's fucking wire around a magnet. I think I can do. And then, so that's when Grover started wiring them.
Yeah.
And it's like, the early Fender stuff, they make it like, like it's so magical, the Abigail Ybarra. The rule back in those days was wind the pickup as close to 6K as you can. That was it. Yeah. Wind the pickup as close to 6K.
Get them out the door. That's
get them out. Exactly.
How many can you make in a day? If you don't reach your quota, you got to work overtime.
Leo, should we tap the wood and hear its resonance? Oh. I'm going to tap you in the fucking head. Make a guitar and get it out the fucking door. I got bills to pay.
Yeah.
But that's the reality of it. But you got people with these pickups, and it's like if you found an old 50s pickup, you're probably going to measure it at like 5.5. It probably lost half a K due to the magnet loss. But who cares? Yeah. I mean, 6K was what they were going for.
I think my favorite single coil, and where things like get interesting in conversations when you start talking about noiseless, but
yes, 100%.
I think my favorite one that comes to mind when I think about it, and I wax poetic about the years gone by, is the DiMarzio Area Hot T. That pickup was awesome, and that's the.
I remember when you put it in your telly
pickup. Yeah, the bridge pickup for a telly.
Yeah,
and that pickup was great, and I have often thought about buying another telly and buying that pickup again.
Yeah, I mean, you could even put that pickup in a Strat as a bridge to a Strat. I mean, I think didn't what's his name have that in his Strat? The kid that Sasha.
I don't know. I
could have sworn he had a telly pickup in his as a bridge pickup in his Strat. But either way, I mean,
I can't even imagine Sasha having a single coil guitar.
Yeah, he had a Strat.
I'm going to guess
he wonders who has more artist pickups, Seymour or DiMarzio. You think DiMarzio? I think Seymour.
Yeah,
That's a great question.
It's basically
Marzio. Every page of the magazine, there was someone different.
it's East Coast, West Coast gangs, though. The DiMarzio guys got all the Long Island, New York dudes like Vi, Satriani, all those guys, and Duncan got all the California fucking session dudes.
Do you think that in the contract to create a pickup for DiMarzio, for an artist, that Larry DiMarzio has verbiage in there saying, "I'm going to take photos of you looking like a woman"? Like,
in so many words,
dude, there's you're right. I'm just trying to avoid dropping the GHEY word, which I use so often on here. But dude, like all of the DiMarzio artists and stuff, they all come out. You know, Larry's got his photography stuff that he does. They're all glamour shots. It's, Steve Stevens, come on, we're gonna tease your hair. We're gonna put you in a dress.
God,
do glamour.
Everyone looks like they're on the back of Rage for Order by Queensryche. You know that band pose? They're all like the hair's teased, the makeup's on.
Oh yeah.
Now
here's the new pickup for the Periphery guitar player Mark Holcomb, and here's Mark Holcomb's Vogue photo shoot by Larry DiMarzio.
Right,
it's just synonymous.
It's so weak. You know,
Cold Roses got it right.
Yeah.
Why are you gay?
It's crazy. Who is Gail?
What?
I don't know. She asked who was Gail. I don't know who that is.
Why are you Gail?
Who says I'm Gail? You are Gail. Yeah. So I mean, to me, both companies make a good pickup and both companies make terrible pickups. I just think DiMarzio also makes a fantastic pickup.
Well, okay, so
and not many.
Not many. First of all, there's way too many varieties of pickups and none of them matter. All of them are going to be so goddamn close to each other that none of them matter.
Yes.
But here's the thing. Okay, so getting away from just the unbelievable amount of options that you have from both companies, DiMarzio OEMs to different companies like Ibanez and stuff like that, just like Duncan does. But they always OEM the worst fucking pickup on the planet. Like I see them in Charvels and I see them in Ibanez. Why the fuck does anybody put a tone zone in any guitar? It's the worst pickup ever made. The DiMarzio tone zone sounds like you put 10 pounds on your guitar, a pure fat.
And don't they match it with like the PAF Pro?
I think a lot of not the PAF Pro, but the Air Norton. Like Charvel's been doing the tone zone and the Air Norton for a while. I know the Ibanez S series from the Prestige Factory does the same combination. And that pickup just sounds like mud.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I fucking hate it.
Not a good pickup from DiMarzio. Again, I think DiMarzio makes like 2 or 3 really great pickups. The rest of them, there's some good ones and there's some terrible ones.
Yeah.
I think Seymour Duncan makes some good ones and some terrible ones. My problem with Duncan is I think a few of them are terrible and they're overrated. They're the Bob Dylan of pickups. And one of them's the JB.
Yeah, I know you don't like the JB.
I do not like that pickup.
I think the JB's better than the Tone Zone, but either one of them's getting yanked out of a guitar.
Agreed.
The Pearly Gates ain't bad. I got that in the guitar.
That new one, new one they came out with,
but I wouldn't call it good.
The new one they came out with, the new Van Halen one, rips. Buddy of mine has it. It sounds unbelievable. It's really good.
Oh yeah.
Hold on, I'll tell you exactly what it's called. It might be called like 1978 or something.
So DiMarzio had a pickup that was like the Pearly Gates called the Air Classic, and I think the Air Classic was way better than the Pearly Gates.
I don't think I've ever owned the Classic. Yeah. By the way, this one's called the Seymour Duncan 78.
78.
It's fantastic.
Okay.
It sounds absolutely incredible.
So, do you have the specs for it? What is the what are the features? Like, what's the magnet?
It says here copper wires wrapped around 2 bobbins.
No, so it's a pickup.
There you go. Yeah.
No, I'm just curious if they used an Alnico. Are they trying to imitate a hot PAF? Is it Alnico 2?
Yeah, it's an Eddie copycat. This is loaded with an Alnico 2 magnet.
Yeah, and what's the
Wound.
ohmage?
Wiring resources, EQ details.
I'm assuming
Sorry, I'm trying to
42
find the
gauge
details
wire.
here. I don't know if they tell you exactly what it is. It says here
Yeah, but
it
it's
is
Duncan,
wound
so it's
to the
42
exact
wire.
same hot specs as some PAF that Eddie had. I don't know, but
Right.
I don't see them actually telling you on the website anymore what the specs are like they used to.
Right.
That's weird. Yeah, I can't. It doesn't tell you what anything other
Yeah, because
than
anybody with a winder
Oh.
can figure out how much
Oh,
resistance.
hold on. I just figured something out here. Okay, so it's it's just an overwound PAF. It's an Alnico 2, and it's about 9K.
Well,
So yeah, I mean,
that's like the
according to
Burst Bucker 3.
according to Grover, a traditional PAF is just under 8.
Mhm.
So if this one's 9, there you go. It's an overwound PAF. So anyway, sounds good.
Yeah. Yeah, and I wonder if they mismatched the coils a little bit on purpose.
Probably.
Yeah.
What's a Fred? Is a Fred at 11K or 13K?
Fred is 10. It's supposed to be 10 even, but it always comes out to about 9.5.
Really?
Yeah. It might say 10.03 on their website.
I know you're a fan of the Fred.
Yeah.
You know, I tried the one that he came out with after that too. The
PAF Joe with a
the
Mojo. Yeah. It was a weaker
Yeah.
Fred, I think.
Yeah, it wasn't great. Joe Satriani. Oh my.
Now, the Fred is what they do is they wind it with 42 on one coil and 43 copper wire on the other. So a thinner wire on the slave.
Mm.
And to give basically the same feel of what a PAF does with the mismatched coils.
Yeah.
But they also use spacers. They use spacers.
10.3 on the website here.
Oh, 10.3. Okay. Yeah. I none of mine ever measured over 10.
Yeah, but either way, that's a lot less output than I thought.
Oh yeah.
For that pickup. I didn't think it was like 16K or anything, but I thought it was like 13 or something.
Yeah, no, it's like 9.5. Like I said, all of mine have always measured around 9.5.
Yeah. Yeah, but the the DiMarzio single coils are superior.
Oh, Area 58 and the Pro 54 to me are the shiznit.
Yeah, I agree. I
Yeah.
agree. I also like the one that Howie uses.
The 61 or the 60.
Virtual solo. or whatever.
The virtual solo. Yeah.
Yeah. I have that in the bridge of one of my guitars. It's really good.
Yeah.
Doesn't
It's a good
sound
pickup.
anything like a single coil though.
No, that one doesn't, but the Area
But it is
stuff
good.
does. And the Pro 54 does. Yeah, it sounds like a super compressed. It sounds like a thin humbucker.
Yeah.
The solo.
That's fair.
I say
Anyway,
thin, but actually it might sound fatter.
A Mighty Might 1300 is $50.
How much do you want for that guitar, Dave?
What guitar?
The one
PRS?
behind you.
Oh, the PRS? I wasn't asking for anything. I probably got if I sold it, it would be $1,000.
Damn.
Yeah, they're expensive.
Today is the 40th anniversary of Dio's The Last in Line.
No.
Wow.
40 fucking years.
So bass pickups can be different because bass pickups, you have all kinds of preamps in them. And let's cut to the chase, Dave. Your favorite guitar. Does that say guitar or guitarist? Desert Island. I can't read what it says. Guitar. Desert Island. What do you pick? I just pick a Strat that I made. I'd probably take this one right here. My white Strat. Wenge neck, ebony fingerboard. 58, Area 58 in the neck and middle, and the bridge is a Pro 54. That's what I would take.
I have a question about that guitar.
Go ahead.
Why are you Wenge?
Who says I'm one gay?
You are Wenge.
A wenge neck, a wenge neck,
I'm gonna-
a wenge neck.
I'm gonna grab a guitar. I'll be right back. I want to show you a guitar.
That's supposed to be capo, but yeah, this guitar.
Is anyone else burned out on like guitars and gears? Like you don't give a fuck anymore?
Totally me. Yeah, I haven't cared about a guitar. Kidding me?
Yeah, I'm at the point where it's like, fuck off.
Well,
Yeah,
all I
people
did was
always-
get into that cheap guitar thing for a couple months where I picked up a few cheap guitars to mess around with.
People always
Like,
say to me,
surprisingly
dude, you could
good.
have, you could if you could have one guitar. I'm like, I don't even care. Don't
Yeah,
want it.
okay.
Ooh,
G&L.
now what is that?
It's a G&L
Is that a
something.
G&L?
G&L. It's a G&L.
So
I'm
this
just
is
looking
a
at that.
G&L. You
ASAT.
can't really tell
ASAT.
what color it is because of the
Special.
room, but it's
Blue.
It's like a
Blue.
transparent purple burst sort of
Ooh, yeah.
thing. I'm using this for my Prince tribute band. No, I'm just kidding. A G&L ASAT special.
Yeah.
Got it ridiculously cheap. Didn't need another guitar, but it was cheap enough where I was like, I got
USA?
it. Yeah.
And let me just say this. How fantastic are those pickups?
The P90s. Yeah.
They're
So
not P90s.
that's why
They're
I
like,
wanted to bring this in here as a desert island guitar. I had my band practice last week with this guitar, and I've played in that room 200 times with different guitars, different amps, and all this stuff. But I used that JTM 45 that I built and this guitar. And normally I'm not objective about this stuff. Normally I'm just like, oh yeah, they all sound good. I was like, this is the best tone I've ever had in this room. And then
those
Chris,
pickups are nuts.
yeah, Chris was like, oh yeah, this is the best tone you've ever had in this room.
Yeah.
So I do want to replace the bobbin or the pickup covers with black covers
That'd be cool.
because I think it'll look cool. Like it's such a dark body. Oh, now you can kind of see the color a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it'll look better with black there to offset how much white there is.
I
But
agree.
These pickups sound phenomenal.
You can
like
get a
big,
great
fat
Angus
Marshall
Young
tone.
tone with them.
It's just really good. Yeah.
It's unbelievable. I always tell people, even so, the single coils they make too, because I mean, the smaller Strat size are fantastic pickups. And so, what these pickups are, it's not really like a P90 because it's not in a standard P90 shape, it's its own bobbin shape. But what they did was the MFD pickup is a pickup where they wind a single coil in the vein of a humbucker. So, in a single coil, usually the slugs are magnets, and you just wrap the coil around the magnet. On these pickups, the slugs are actually just a ferrous metal, and there's a magnet at the bottom of the pickup. So it's basically done like a humbucker, but it's a single coil.
That's like they do with the ceramic pickups, ceramic magnets. I know that's what they usually do with ceramic pickup
What's that?
magnets. Ceramic pickup magnets. Let's say if you get a cheaper guitar like a Mexican Strat or something like that, they do that where it's just metal and the magnet stuck to the bottom.
To the bottom, right?
Yeah.
And that was his whole point. He thought it would give it a different sound, and those pickups that Bingham has right there, those are ridiculous.
So this guitar is a Swamp Ash body. Let's play a little game. We'll go around the horn here. Tell me how much this guitar weighs. Ooh. It's a terrible
Okay.
game. Nobody could know.
I know
9 pounds.
because it's G and L. I'm going to go as heavy as I can. I'm going to say it's 10 pounds.
Okay, what do you got, Joe?
I'm going to go with 9.
I said 9 too. Yeah.
Another reason I had to buy this guitar. This guitar
It's a
weighs
light one.
6.9 pounds.
Shit, I was going to say 5 or 6.
6.9 pounds.
Don't
You
listen to
got
me,
the
Joe.
one light guitar they make every
The-
year.
The funny thing about this is, you remember I had that black ASAT special I custom ordered from Ron Moreno? I love Ron Moreno, but Ron Moreno, every once in a while, misses the mark. I ordered it, and I specifically said to Ron, the only thing that I'm really looking for is a lightweight guitar. No problem, no problem. I got you. He delivers that guitar as like 8 3/4 pounds. Come on,
man.
When I saw that and it was 6.9 pounds, I was like, yeah, I'm in.
Yeah. And it's a great sounding guitar.
Good.
So Cheech, for me with pickups, I already know what I want when I buy a guitar or hear a guitar. This PRS, like the neck pickup, it's friggin' awesome. The bridge I don't care for, but I don't know because I'm never gonna play that guitar anyway. But as far as single coils go, I mean, it's just been over the years where you're trying to find something. And humbuckers for me was easy because I had a buddy of mine that collected PAFs, and we just compared a bunch. And one day we got a Fred, compared it. And I was like, that's it. I'm buying a Fred. And that was what I've been using ever since.
I had a Fred and a few guitars a long time ago. I haven't had one in a long time, though.
Yeah.
Maybe
I got him in like 3 guitars.
One pickup you do not want is the C22 from Carvin.
Is that the one with a billion pole pieces?
Yeah. It's
Do they call it?
I mean, the
C22
M22 isn't bad.
Pole pieces.
The M22 isn't that bad. It's not great, but it's not that. But I got one with C22 when I got my custom Kiesel there. It came with C22. Oh my God, what a scratchy mess that was.
Jimmy Ray Hawkins is asking if your guitar was relieved or chambered. I don't believe so.
No,
I don't think G&L doesn't do that.
No, it's just the one good piece of swamp ash they've had. For 20 years. Yeah, Hugh Caldwell is also saying that he sent back a Doheny, which is their version of a Jazzmaster.
Right, but I think it has those pickups that you have, right? Doesn't it have the MFDs?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't either.
You chime in. Somebody on your chat mentioned Mighty Mite earlier, and now I find myself on the Mighty Mite website.
Okay, they said a Mighty Mite 1300. What tell us what's the specs on that?
I'm not looking at that right now. I'm looking at replacement guitar necks.
Oh,
they're dirt cheap. I wonder if these are milled in China.
So one thing about I will say about resistance on the pickup is not necessarily going to tell you the output. You need to look at, and DiMarzio is one of the only companies that I know that does it. It puts down in millivolts how much output it's putting out, as opposed to the resistance, because the millivolts and output is how much output you're actually getting from it. You can have 2 pickups with a 9 resistance and have 2 very different volumes, depending on, the magnet can make that change. The wire can make the change. So
it kind of tells a little bit more of a story about compression, though.
Agreed.
Because
it really will tell you the tonal quality about it more than
the more resistance you add, the more capacitance you add, and as you increase capacitance, you lose high end. So that's why you see a lot of like super high end pickups have like a very honky sort of mid range character that really makes amps like scream, because it's.
Didn't I have the owner of Reverend on my show once?
Ken?
Yeah.
Did you?
Ken Hobbs. Yeah, I thought Ken. I did years ago. Yeah, Ken's a great.
Couple of years ago.
I did, right?
It was one of my first shows.
Yeah, Reverend Guitars. Ken is an awesome guy.
He's a collector of 17th Street guitars and Steve Vai gem guitars.
Yes, he is. The 1300 is the Super Distortion clone that Ed used.
Yeah, it's shown as $100 on the site.
Yeah, I see
Ed used
150.
Ed used the Super Distortion?
Yeah, he used the Mighty Mite. I remember that. I remember reading that before.
How have these guys done such a bang up job in their marketing that all these years later nobody talks about them?
Mighty Mite's been like that.
Oh, this is hilarious. There's a photo. It says handcrafted in California by Seymour Duncan with the Mighty Might logo on it. Looking at it right now, I don't know if I can do a share
Yeah,
screen.
Mighty Might was
Look at
usually
that. That's
rebranded. Like you get a neck from like a CEG Nex or whatever, but it's actually a Mighty Might neck that they kind of dressed the frets and polished up a
funny.
little more. And
Yeah.
then they rebrand the pickups.
I have never in my life seen or heard another guitar player talk about Mighty Might other than like seeing in the back of guitar magazines when I was a kid, seeing like, you know, a 16th of a page ad,
Right.
you know, on the back pages.
Hugh Caldwell is saying that his guitar had the MFD pickups, the wide singles that you have.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're killer. They sound
Yeah.
really good. I will say this, by yourself without a band, they're a little bright. But then you go into a band and you're playing with a drummer and all the other shit going on, and they sound absolutely great.
Yeah.
So,
well, I always think that people play not bright enough when they're setting their tone, and then you go and you're like, oh, this band's going to be loud. This guy's tone is right up the middle where everyone is. It's just going to be a race for volume.
I need to know more about Mighty Might. Where are these guys located and what do they do?
I'm going to look up.
Here I come to save the day.
Might.
It means that
Who
Mighty
is
Might-
your daddy and what does he do?
All right, so
My dad
here's the
works for
pickup.
Mighty Might.
There's 3 in stock, folks, if you're interested. Do they tell me what it no, they just give the specs, but I want the oh, here we go. It's resisted at 14K. I like this. They tell you that it's potted. And then it's a ceramic pickup. So with a ceramic pickup, the windings might not be as overwound as you think because the pickup will drive that resistance. Pickups universal wiring. Suggest you do a humbucker installation and a guitar. All right.
Do you see the photo though where the packaging shows handcrafted in California by Seymour Duncan?
No, on the pickup.
Yeah, are you looking at the MM1300-Z?
I was looking at dash. Yeah, B or dash Z.
Okay, go to -Z, and if you scroll through the photos that are there, the one that shows the photo in the packaging says right there.
I'm reading something on this. It says,
yeah, the
this
B is just black and the other one's zebra.
Oh,
this is a hot bridge pickup rumored to be pre-pro Super Distortion 3 pickup made for Fender by DiMarzio in the early 90s. It says the vintage Mighty Might Screamers.
Although,
model.
wait a second, the black one is with a Alnico 5, and it's a 16.82K resistance.
What? You sure it's the same?
Oh, this is a 16K. I'm not looking at the 1300 anymore. Hold on. What am I doing?
What the hell are you doing?
That's a ridiculous. That's too ridiculous. Of
Wait, we're going down the pickup rabbit hole.
What's the 1400?
See,
1400.
when
You
I
open up
started-
the page and it says, "Why are you gay?"
Why?
Oh, this
are
is
you
more
winning?
my speed. The 1400's 9.1K, and it's
Why
still
are
a
you
ma- it's-
winning?
Oh, it'll be a bright pickup too because it's ceramic. All right.
All the Mighty Might stuff is made by Seymour Duncan. That's funny. I wonder if it's all wired by Maria Velasquez.
Pendejo.
Yeah.
I think Yamaha
Yeah,
makes some
Ben
nice stuff. I
Velasquez
think their
Pendejo.
acoustics are great. I think some of their electrics are great. I mean, they make a great instrument. I am not into brands. Again, I
They
showed
make a
my
beautiful
Strat.
instrument.
This is a Strat in me calling it a Strat only. This neck is a Warmoth neck because Strat doesn't make a neck that feels this good. It's wide, 1 3/4. It's got a V-neck. It's got access to the truss rod right here. So, like, I don't care about Fender either.
It's a Mexican body.
I want to know who makes the necks for Mighty Might. They're so inexpensive. They're probably appropriately priced.
They
when you
probably
think
make,
about
that's
it.
probably what they're making, and then they send out for the pickups and parts.
Well, yeah, I'm just wondering because, like,
Ricky.
literally, rosewood fretboard, 22 fret, Mighty Might telly neck. With
Depending on the
it's
model.
got all the frets and it's got the nut and it's $100.
Wow.
Yeah,
Depending
whereas
on
like
the-
if you bought the same thing from Warmouth, it'd be like 175.
Okay, depending on the model, it could be Indonesia, South Korea, and the USA. So ever since 2012, they're made in Indonesia. From 82 to 2012, South Korea. And Mighty Might made remake models in the USA in 2018.
So the only concern I have with what you're saying there, and I could be totally wrong, but my concern would be how well cured is the wood, because man, if they're ordering, hundreds of necks at a time, and they, come over on a slow boat from Indonesia, by the time they get to the United States, who knows what kind of condition those necks are going to be in, because that travel is very, very humid.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like these necks, you could get one and it's just like spiky as all hell and warped, and that's a concern.
Each crate is packed with 3 packets of desiccant, though.
3 packets, baby.
That's a person that packed it didn't eat it.
Yeah, it's
I don't
coming
know.
in
I
a
shouldn't-
fucking crate, a guitar
shouldn't
humidor, if you will.
I shouldn't speculate that it's going to be bad. These guys have been in business forever.
Well,
So,
I've got a neck
probably
from
good.
them. It's a CEG neck, and it's basically a Mighty Might neck, but they go over it and make sure all the frets are level and adjust the frets.
And
it was all good.
And it's a really good neck. It feels like a Charvel neck.
all right. John wants one that feels like a Carvel neck.
Fudgy the whale.
Is cookie
How
puss.
How good is ice cream?
Wednesday
It's
is
so
Sunday here at Carvel. I made homemade ice cream yesterday. Perfect.
Oh, you did?
delicious. What'd you make it with?
My it's like 4 ingredients. You start with 4 egg yolks. I use the pasture raised, cage free, obviously pasture. Touch of salt. I put in about 2.5 cups of heavy whipping cream. I was making some for Mikey too, so I put in 8 packets of stevia instead of the regular sticks. It's a Truvia, it's called. It's the Sam's
Right.
brand.
I like Truvia.
Then I got this vanilla extract. It's kind of weak. It's like from Mexico, so I poured in about 1/2 cup of that.
I know that brand. Yeah.
Yeah, it was cheap and it was in stock.
Holy shit! Did you say 1/2 cup of vanilla extract?
and you barely
I think
taste
it's a
it.
really watered down one.
It's like
really-
a baking
Yeah.
extract.
It comes in a bottle this big, and it's
Okay.
Then I pour it, mix it up. I pour it into my Cuisinart ice cream maker. I tell Alexa, "Hey Alexa, set a timer for 16 minutes." I don't even get to 14 minutes, and it's time to take it out.
And how good was it?
Fucking believable.
Yeah.
Nice.
Are you using heavy cream?
Yes.
Yeah.
I use the Walmart brand because there's no carbs.
Yeah.
Yep, good. Walmart has a good one.
The only thing
Walmart
is
does, BJ's does, Costco does.
that vanilla extract is so weak. I put in a little touch of that Skinny's mixes that has no carbs. Like I'll have either like a raspberry or I have like a just a
I've
little
got a
bit,
bunch of those. Too.
just like a little bit more, and it's unbelievable.
Nice.
Anyone see any good movies lately?
Any good movies lately? No. But that does remind me of a question I wanted to ask the panel.
Oh, yes.
I saw something the other day about the year 1984 being a great year for movies. So I just throw out there to the panel, to the chat, What's your favorite movie from 1984?
Let me bring it because I actually have.
Before we say the 84 movies, I'm going to say this.
I actually have.
If you start from the 70s, go 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s, and 2010s, I'm going to argue that the 80s was the worst year for movies.
Yeah.
But
Fair enough.
84, let me think what came out in 84. Beverly Hills Cop, was that 84?
Sure was.
Yeah.
Great.
That has stuff.
That's great.
Did Terminator come out?
Yeah. First Terminator.
That's what
Police
he does.
Academy.
That's all he does.
Sorry, but that's a great one. Sorry, not sorry.
I can tell you
Sorry,
the top
not
10
sorry.
grossing films of 1984.
How about Revenge of the Nerds?
News.
I didn't care for that movie so
Oh,
much.
I love Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh yeah.
You know what I like
Come
better
on,
than Revenge
Lamar.
of the Nerds is American
Lamar's getting it.
Splendor.
That's great.
You ever see American Splendor? I'm going
American
to see a movie with the nerds take over.
Oh.
Revenge of the Nerds.
Top
Greatest
Secret was
movie ever made.
1984.
I love Top Secret.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, American Splendor. I know.
I picked up 3 movies today for $15 off of for my Voodoo thing. I
Yeah,
got Fletch
Great.
Lives,
Great.
and Hot Fuzz.
fantastic. The Greater Good.
Hot Fuzz is a good
Greater.
one.
The Greater Good. I
Now let
love
me
Hot
read
Fuzz.
the top 10 grossing movies of 1984, starting at number 10 with $69,821,334 was Splash with
Terrible.
Tom Hanks and a hot what was her name?
Was that Daryl Hannah?
Daryl Hannah.
That's a man. She looks
Her
like
name
a
is
friggin'
Daryl.
man.
Coming in at number 9 with 76,471,000 blah blah. Movie I saw way too many times. Star Trek 3: The Search for Spock.
Let me pause
Classic.
this really quickly to land a joke.
Go ahead.
So I heard that Disney is doing a remake of Splash, and they're replacing the Daryl Hannah character with Darrell Hannah.
Darrell.
It's awful.
It's a really good joke. Oh, sorry, I had to throw a racist joke in there. You go right ahead.
I can't stand Darrell.
Coming in at number 8, barely
Oh,
edging
man,
out Star
Daryl
Trek
used to get
Search
mad
for
at me when I
Spock
called him Darrell.
Of course.
by
We worked with this
just-
guy, Daryl. He was a black guy at West LA Music, and I always called him Darrell. And he used to get so fuming mad.
Ain't that what your mama called you?
I'm still friends with him. I talk to him a lot, actually. He messages me on Facebook. But yeah, I used to say Darrell. He'd get so mad. There was another guy when I worked at RKS Guitars. His name was Jose. He was the painter, and he had an assistant. And I would always call his assistant Hose B. And he would get so mad. And one day he walks up to me and he's like, "Hey, I'm sending out like Juanito to the store." And I'm like, "Who?" I had no idea. I literally had no idea he was talking. He goes, "Hose B."
Oh my God, that's so funny.
The
All right.
worst.
Oh,
Carry on.
What are you saying, Joe?
Okay, coming in at number 8, beating out Star Trek Search for Spock by barely 100,000 is Romancing the Stone.
Ooh.
I didn't care
All
for
right.
that. The only thing I liked about that movie was the Eddie Grant fucking sing of the
I'm
theme music.
romancing the stone.
I love him. I love Eddie Grant.
Coming in at number 7 with 80 million is Footloose.
Terrible.
Oh wow. Okay.
Lousy movie.
Coming in at number 6 with 81 million is Police Academy.
I like the
I
first.
do love it.
You
I
guys
like
love your Tim Kazurinsky movies.
Yeah,
Coming
he
in
was
at number
that.
5, a movie I love so much. We're going to wax on and wax off with the Karate Kid
Karate
at 90
Kid.
million, almost
Oh,
91
Sweep the leg,
million.
Johnny.
Wow, Karate Kid was 84.
Number
Yeah.
5. Coming in at number 4. Now there's a jump from 90 million to 153 million in box office. Gremlins, the first Gremlins.
Ooh. Great movie when I was 6 years old.
Horrible.
about that.
Unwatchable now.
I could still watch it for this.
Isn't my girl Phoebe
Oh,
Cates
Hoyt
in that
Axton's
movie?
in it, and Phoebe Cates.
I do. I like
Oh, and
1980
Polly
Phoebe
Holiday.
Cates.
Flo's in there.
Phoebe
too.
Cates lost all of her mojo though. She's not.
Oh yeah, she doesn't look.
No bueno
Yeah,
anymore.
you love your poly holiday vehicles.
Let me just say one thing, John. Not many women can age as well as Dio's Last in Line has after 40 years.
That's right. That's you're goddamn right.
All right, coming in at number 3 with 179 million, almost 180, is Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Worst of the first 3.
But it's still good, still watchable. Coming in at number 2, they're making another sequel currently at 224 million, is Beverly Hills Cop.
Sure.
Axel Foley will be back soon.
So far, that's
And
my pick for the year.
coming in at number 1, 5 million more than number 2 at 229 million is Ghostbusters.
Okay. Sure. Ghostbusters had legs.
Here's a question for you. Do you guys know who the star of Beverly Hills Cop was supposed to be?
Oh,
Who was
know that, but I
supposed to play
forgot. It was
Axel Foley?
Richard Pryor?
yeah, wasn't it?
Nope.
No,
I don't know.
No.
Anybody in the chat know?
Arsenio Hall?
Christopher Valdez got it. He just misspelled the name.
Stallone. Oh, that's right. I had heard that before.
Sylvester Stallone was,
Yeah.
Oh, good
Stallone.
and
Stallone.
Judge Reinhold had to be interviewed by Sylvester Stallone to get the role, and then they, when Martin Brest got attached to it, he's like, we should get this guy, and so they went to Stallone and said, we have this movie called Cobra. We think you'd like better.
Exactly. He ended up doing Cobra.
Huh.
I never.
Could you
liked that
imagine
movie.
how bad Beverly Hills Cop would be, though, if it was a Stallone movie?
Well, it wasn't supposed to be a comedy. It was
It
written
wouldn't be a
as a
comedy at
drama.
all.
Yeah. Movie's great.
It's funny that you brought up that movie question, John, because I've actually had a movie question I'm waiting to hit everybody with all night.
Go ahead.
It is 1987. You go into the movie. There's 4 movies you could see. You only have enough to see one. So I'm going to go around the table. I'm going to ask each person, what movie would you see if you could only see one? And then tell
I
me
have to look it up.
how you would rank those 4 as your own personal favorites.
All right, let me just say this real
Before I
quick
answer
because
that, I'm going to answer my own question to 84. The best movie, of course, is Terminator, but that's okay.
Oh, yeah. How that wasn't in the
I
top
think
10,
it might
I
be
don't know.
Breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo.
I love that movie. It's so bad it's good, of course.
It's fantastic.
So you
Okay, go
get-
on. 87, go on.
You get dropped off at the movies, and the marquee right underneath the Radio Shack logo says 4 movies.
It was a bad year.
You could
Sure.
87's not bad. You can
I'm
go
looking
see
at it. I only see a
the
couple.
Lost. You can go see the Lost Boys,
I
RoboCop,
never done-
Predator,
RoboCop's good.
or Full Metal Jacket. Dave, which one are you going?
What was number 3? I'm sorry, what was number 3?
Because fucking Crowbar keeps talking. You got
I
the
know.
Lost Boys, RoboCop, Predator, and Full Metal Jacket.
Ooh.
So, knowing what I know now and have seen all of those movies, I'm going back to see RoboCop because it's sheer entertainment.
Yeah.
Had
I love the
not
cast
known
of
going into
RoboCop.
it- Yeah, I'm thinking, had I not known going into it, I'm going to see Predator.
I'd
Yeah,
say Predator
I'm-
regardless.
Yeah, I'm with Predator.
I saw Predator in the Westbury Drive-In when it came out.
I
think-
love RoboCop. I love Kurtwood Smith. I love Ronnie Cox. I had to
like
kill
Paul
Bob
Verhoeven as
Morton.
a director.
What's his name? Who's the other guy in it? Miguel Ferrar.
Yeah.
Movie's
Yeah.
great, but I got to see Jesse the Body Ventura and Bill Duke in fucking Predator.
I love Predator. I'm not going to lie about that. I love it, but I do have some contention with going to see Predator.
What's the contention?
Predator is pretty fucking boring for about a whole hour of the movie. It really only gets great when the Predator starts picking off the guys.
It's a slow build.
It's a
Slow burn.
real slow burn.
Yeah.
And then it's great. But RoboCop, I mean, right at the beginning of the movie, they
I'll
get
buy
that guy.
that for $1.
The guy gets
Yeah.
shot to shit so badly that he gets fired out of a fucking window in a skyscraper, and everybody in the room is screaming, "It's brilliant!"
Paul Verhoeven was a great director.
Oh, he's
he did
insane.
that. He
Yeah.
did Total
State of the
Recall,
art. Bang, bang.
Starship
I do
Troopers.
love me some 1980s Ronnie Cox.
Oh, he's great. He's great in Total Recall. Wasn't Recall 87? Or was that 88?
No, 90.
No, later.
90.
So
It
John
was
said
90.
he's going to
was
see
90.
RoboCop. Dave, what would be the one you'd pick to see?
Out of those four?
Yeah.
Predator, without a question.
Yeah,
Predator. Krellbo.
Predator.
I saw Predator, but I would pick RoboCop if I can go back and do it
Ain't
again.
got time to bleed.
If I had to put the movies in a personal favorite list from 1 to 4, it's hard between Predator, RoboCop, and Full Metal Jacket. But I know Lost Boys is coming in last each time, and it's not a bad movie. But
You're eating maggots, Michael.
Well, Full Metal Jacket.
Or is it David?
The first half of the movie is gold. Then when they leave boot camp, it's okay.
I like it.
Get some.
If it's
get
early
some.
in the year and there's a chance that Raw Deal is still playing, as a holdover
I saw
from
that in the
86,
movies.
I might go and see Raw Deal. It has my favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger line of all time because it's just so fucking bad. In that movie, Schwarzenegger goes, "Bedroom is my favorite room. There's a bed in there."
Oh God.
Who's the
It's
woman
the
in there?
greatest.
Catherine Harold. Yeah.
There's a bed in there.
I think Commando was a better movie.
I love Commando.
Yeah, it's like I love when he throws that saw blade and it takes the guy's
That's
head off.
great.
I got
You said you'd kill me
we collect
last.
DVDs. I have a few
I lied.
Blu-rays, but just certain movies that I wanted to have. Like I have the Blade Runner collection of like 5 different versions of Blade Runner on Blu-ray.
Yeah, the complete works of Raquel Darrian.
Yeah, I have that, and
Oh, there you go.
Raquel Darrian and Derek Lane, see
See,
Monte
I
Carlo.
go back a few years. I'm going to hit Desiree Cousteau, Kay Parker, and
the
Peg,
70s. That's when you were real young.
Marilyn Chambers, Sika,
Commando is so
I remember
good.
when
and my
she was
personal
on
favorite,
the
Veronica
Night.
Hart.
Only in the 80s you could make a movie where the guy literally jumps out of an airplane that's 200 yards up in the sky already.
He just brushes himself off.
land
without
on
the
some
Everglades.
reeds in a marsh and he's fine. Those were soft enough.
What
It's
movie
like
was that?
400,
Commando.
500
Yeah.
feet at least. Yeah.
Don't bug my friend. He's dead tired.
Who
Yeah.
wants to hear the top 10
Let
movies
off
of
a little
1980?
steam.
Grossing.
1980.
Top grossing movies in 1980. Because the one list led to literally every decade. Dave, I got you covered from the 1870s to
80.
current.
80
1980
is
is less interesting to me. I wasn't alive.
I think it's terrible because first of all, I hated Ordinary People,
That one.
which
Best
won
Picture,
the Oscar that year.
And it's not even in the top 10 grossing movies.
No, it wouldn't gross that much. People didn't want to go to the movies to be bored to tears.
No, but I know what you mean. I fucking hated that shit
Airplane will
too.
be in there.
Airplane's good.
All right, coming in at number 10 with 57 million, the Blues Brothers.
Yep.
I like the Blues
Classic.
Brothers.
Coming in at number 9, absolutely no interest with 58 million, is the Blue Lagoon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking Brooke Shields and
Coming in at
Chris
number
Atkins.
8 with 66 million, Smokey and the Bandit 2.
Mm-hmm.
Awful.
Coming in at number 7 with 67 million is Coal Miner's Daughter.
fantastic
It's a
movie.
good biopic. Yeah.
I've never
And
seen it.
Sissy Spacek was great.
Oh, it's a must watch. You got to
Yeah.
see it. What's it? Tommy Lee Jones is awesome in it.
Sissy
Sissy
Spacek,
Spacek is fantastic.
What is it?
And
Patsy Cline?
and Beverly
Who is it?
D'Angelo's. Beverly
No, it's,
D'Angelo playing Patsy Cline is fantastic. It's the Loretta
Loretta
Lynn
Lynn.
story.
Oh, got it.
Coming in at number 6 with 69
Oh, by the way, real quickly, Loretta Lynn loved to get high. According to Scott Thorson, Liberace's ex-lover, and Scott Thorson claims he banged her. Go on.
Oh my God. And next week on our show, Scott Thorson.
I'd love to have him. Scott Thorson, if you're watching this show, isn't he wonderful? You should
My
see the looks
God.
we get when we
You
go to
are
the
gay.
cinema.
You, Scott Thorson. Coming in at number 6 with 69 million, Private Benjamin.
Oh,
Okay.
Coming in at number 5 with 70 million, Any Which Way You Can.
I saw that in the
Second,
theater too. I think I've seen every one of these in the theater when they came out.
Coming in at number 4 with 83 million, Airplane.
Oh yes.
That's a winner.
Butcher Holler. Ricky
Coming in at
Compton.
number 3 with 101 million is Stir Crazy.
Awful.
Okay.
Coming in
Agreed.
at number 2 with 103 million, 9 to 5.
I do love
Yawn.
Dabney Coleman.
Yeah, he's
Anything
a
with
good
Dabney
asshole.
Coleman is great. But did you ever see 8 to 4, Dave?
Yeah, you're talking about the adult feature. I do know what you're talking about. Let me just say this, though. Anything now, honestly, you can go back and look at 70s comedies, which I'll tell you right now, unless it's a Woody Allen film, I'm not laughing at anything. And Kentucky Fried Movie, I'm not laughing at the 70s. Lily Tomlin, why was she funny going one ringy dingy, two ringy dingy? Do you guys remember when she used to play the telephone operator and people would be laughing their ass off? And I'm like,
laughing, wasn't it?
no. But
No?
either way, as a kid, I'm like, why is this funny? I don't get it. And Christopher Valdez, sorry,
coming in
8 to
at
4 on
1980.
TV.
Blazing Saddles was 70s. That's a funny comedy.
1981.
Well, Mel Brooks, but it's not as good as Hindsight.
saw the
Go on.
the parody 8 to 4, which starred Annette Haven, Lisa DeLue, Lonnie Sanders, and Veronica Hart. Just want to throw that in there.
That's why you know that movie, Veronica Hart. Richard
Right.
Benjamin was
And
in
I was
Saturday the 14th.
big Lonnie Sanders, and Lonnie Sanders used to bang her real life boyfriend, which was Mike Ranger with the curved you know what. But coming in at number 1 with a jump of over 100 million from number 2, The Empire Strikes Back. One of the greatest movies ever made.
That is 80? I thought that was
Yeah.
81 for some reason.
No, 80, and then the other's 83. They were every 3 years.
Yeah.
All right, Joe, go
I
to
am noticing-
1990.
I am noticing
All
that
right,
they
hold
did
on.
not include Cheech and Chong's next movie, which
Yeah,
is a
that's true.
far better movie than anything you guys mentioned already.
You guys know
Mexican
the movie
American.
Stripes was originally written for Cheech and Chong?
Was it really?
Really?
That's interesting.
Okay,
Cheech and Chong go to the army.
for some reason for 1990 they're listing the top 50 grossing movies. Where do you want
Okay,
me to
well,
start?
we got some real good ones in 90.
10. 90's the way better decade.
100%. All right,
Cousin
1990.
Red is
Start with
Nice
number
Dreams.
10.
Wolves.
Oh, no, it's next movie. You're right.
Dances with Wolves was 1990.
You said start with number 10?
Yeah.
Okay, but let me start with 11 because 11
Go ahead.
really, in my head, is better than 10. Terminator 2 Judgment Day, 519,000, almost 520,000.
Million?
No, give me a second. You said 1990. This list is all fucked up.
I thought 91 was Terminator.
Yeah, that was 91. It was a list of 90s, top 50 of the 90s. But let me go to 1990. I apologize. Okay, coming in at number 10. It's not a tumor. It's not a tumor.
Kindergarten
Nine-
Cop.
Kindergarten Cop, 91 million.
That should not be a top 10 movie in any decade ever. But okay.
Agreed. It might be top 10 for Ivan Reitman films, but other than that,
That's hilarious.
Coming
There's
in
going
at
to be a
number-
couple on this list you don't like, DL. I'm certain of it. I can't wait to
I
hear
don't
it.
care for Kindergarten Cop.
Coming in at number 9 at 202 million is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Ooh, is it the first one or Secret of the
First,
Ooze?
no, the first
The
one.
first one.
First one.
Oh. I'll tell you what, little kid version of me loved it.
Oh yeah.
Never saw
Ernie,
it.
what's his name?
kid
Ernie Reyes
version of
Jr.?
the soundtrack. They used to like the rap song about it.
Hell yeah. It's good
Oh,
stuff.
yeah, Raphael, we are very well aware that this doesn't mean quality.
Isn't it funny this guy's name is Raphael and we just talked about
Right.
Teenage Mutant Turtles?
Where's your brother Donatello and Michelangelo? Okay, coming in at number 8 at 221 million, Presumed Innocent.
Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
Wasn't a favorite of mine.
Coming in at number 7 with 240 million is Die Hard 2.
Okay. That would be the
Loved
Die
it.
Hard in Washington, D.C.
With John Amos.
Yeah. And
Amos.
Dennis Franz being an enormous pain in the ass.
But wasn't that also is number 2 the one with Samuel Jackson?
No, that's
No.
number 3.
Oh, 3. I like the one with him. Okay, but I like 2. Coming in at number 6 with 244 million is Back to the Future Part 3.
Terrible.
Terrible.
Movie. Okay.
Coming in at number 5. This is a good one. 261 million is Get Your Ass to Mars. Total
Yeah, Total
Recall.
Recall. Love it.
One of the best movies of the year.
Coming in at number 4 with 424 million Dances with Wolves.
which won the Oscar that year, and they stole it from Scorsese. Goodfellas won the Golden Globe that year, but they got robbed. They should have won the Oscar.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, how in the hell does anybody listen to Kevin Costner narrate a movie for 3 hours?
Yeah,
And he
The
makes
guy
it-
can't act his way
he
out
makes
of a
it-
paper bag.
Yeah, he makes it sound like he can't even read. He reads like a fifth grader.
Too long of a movie, and it's just a rip off of The Last Samurai.
And then my friend
The original
Two Socks showed up again. Oh my god! To all of you out there in the chat who love Dances with Wolves,
piss
you
off.
suck. Yeah.
I'm putting something in the private chat for Dave.
Are they going to put on Golden Blonde?
Oh God.
Ex hamster. Okay.
804.
Save me,
Okay.
Ryan.
Getting back to number 3 with
Oh, that's hilarious.
463 million. Pretty Woman.
Ugh,
I don't think I ever saw it. I'm aware of it.
you're not missing anything.
It wasn't bad. Wasn't
It's okay.
great.
We're very, very strange to see Jason Alexander play a scumbag. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm just used to him as George.
Well,
come-
Costanza's kind of a scumbag in his own
Oh,
way.
totally.
Well, all 4 of them are kind of, but all right. Coming in at number 2 with 476 million is Home Alone.
All
That
right.
was gonna be in there.
Generationally
Awful.
speaking, it's a very important movie. Everybody under my age loves it.
And coming in at number 1 with 505 million is Ghost.
Okay.
Wow, Goodfellas doesn't even make the list.
Yeah, because I think it picked up steam after 1990. It's like this is a great movie, but I don't think it did well at the box
So
office.
no Goodfellas. I'm really surprised. Excuse me. I'm really surprised that Awakenings was not on that list.
That's
I
so
thought
terrible.
Awakenings would be on that list.
Was that 90? Because what Rain Man was 88 or 89?
Yeah,
I tell you know what movie also came out that year, and I actually saw it in the theater about 4 times. I loved it so much. I had read the book, The Hunt for Red October. I fucking
Okay.
love that movie.
Wasn't that 88?
No, it just says March 2nd. The Hunt for Red October is released.
Really? That's 90? Okay.
1990.
Goodfellas
Okay.
is no Fletch. You love Fletch.
How about Arachnophobia?
that was 90. Yeah,
Joe, are you sure? I'm looking
What?
right now at this list and I see Sean Connery is in a film called the
Yeah.
Russia House.
The
in
Hunt for Red
1990.
October is a 1990 American submarine spy thriller film directed by John McTiernan.
Oh,
and
oh,
produ-
shit, you're right. I see it now.
Dave, you
so-
want to pick another year?
You know what year I'd like to do is 94.
Boom.
Ooh.
All right.
I like 94. Now we're getting somewhere.
Okay.
I think 94 is a good year.
94 is a good year.
Okay. Starting with number 10, these are the 10 highest grossing films of 1994. With 215 million, we got Clear and Present Danger.
That was a good movie.
Harrison Ford. Yeah. That was the first Jack Ryan movie after
That was a good one.
Red October.
Nothing, not earth shattering, but very good.
Coming in at number 9 with 223 million, Interview with the Vampire.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I hate
right.
vampire stories.
Yeah, 'cause
Abigail
you
was
guys-
good.
I have a interview with a
There are
guy
some good ones.
who likes vampire movies right now. Here's an interview with a vampire fan.
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.
Abigail was good.
Yeah. There's always some that are good, but it's
Okay.
like, yeah, it's a.
Coming in at number 8 with 245 million, 4 Weddings and a Funeral.
Didn't
I
care for
saw
it.
that. I remember that. Goldie Hawn.
No, it was Hugh Grant and.
Yeah, I know people like it.
I've
But
never
I
seen
didn't.
it.
Hawn wasn't in that. Oh no, I'm thinking of Death Becomes Her or whatever.
Oh God.
I don't remember Four Weddings.
Go
and
on,
Funeral,
Joe.
never mind.
All right, coming in at number 7 with 247 million. I have never seen it. I never will. Dumb and Dumber.
You've never seen Dumb and
Absolutely
Dumber?
fantastic.
I can't,
Really?
I can't fucking
What
take
is this
it.
I
won't.
never will thing? Dumb and
No,
It's
Dumber.
unbelievable, Joe.
Hilarious.
Fucking
It's
So
The
really
movie's
good.
unbelievable.
I can't. No,
Our pets' heads are falling off.
I refuse.
Oh,
If anything,
God,
just
but
to
it's,
see the big blue
Harry, you got a gun? You're a terrible shot. Oh, the movie's fantastic. Your
Yeah,
boy
it's the
Charles
Farrelly
Rocket's
brothers.
in it.
Who?
Yeah.
Charles
Farrelly
Rocket,
brothers.
the guy who killed himself, who got the first guy who
Yeah,
got thrown
for
off
his own
SNL.
Yeah.
Every one
The
of the
same
movies
fuck.
that the Farrelly brothers did in the mid '90s was gold.
Yeah.
They couldn't miss for about 5 years.
Agreed.
Coming in at number 6, almost $100 million jump from number
Samsonite, that
7
was
is
way off.
341 million. The Flintstones.
Uh,
Oh. Now,
When
you
they
might be
cast
more
friggin'
familiar
that
with
cow.
such a picture around that time called The Flint Bones
Yes,
with Ron Jeremy as Fred Flintbone.
yes. He was also Ron Jeremy also played Ralph in what was the Honey movie spinoff called?
I believe in the
Horrible.
movie Smears,
Honeypooners.
he
Honeypooners.
played Enormous Peterson. I'm not even joking.
Coming in at number
absurd.
5 with 350 million is Speed.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Filmed at the firehouse. The opening scene's right at the firehouse, John.
Don't get off that bus
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah.
Coming in at
Okay.
number 4 with 351 million is The Mask.
Okay.
There's another
Jim
Jim
Carrey.
Carrey.
That's the worst of those two movies that
There's
year, but okay.
Cameron Diaz.
Wait, The Mask came out the same year as Dumb and Dumber? Or is that
Yep.
The Mask?
The Mask.
What's
The
the
Mask.
Sheer movie?
No, you're thinking of Mask. Just Mask.
That was in the 80s.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, the
Yeah, it
Mask
was the
Jim
same year.
Carrey.
Peter
Coming in-
Reigert.
Who?
Peter
Peter Reigert.
Reigert. He's in The Mask.
Richard
Go ahead.
Denny.
Coming in at number 3 with 378 million is True Lies.
Fantastic.
That was good, yeah.
How
That was
long have
Tom
you been a
Arnold's first,
spy,
Harry?
Harry?
Tom Arnold's first acting role.
Oh, he's great in it.
Coming in at number 2 with 677 million, Life is Like a Box of Chocolates.
Horrible.
Forrest
Forrest
Gump.
Gump.
I won't say it's horrible, but I think it's overrated.
Terribly overrated.
And then coming in at number 1 with 763 million, The Lion King.
So, a couple questions about this year. I'm sort of surprised that these movies weren't more up there, but Ace Ventura, Pet Detective.
I think that might be 90. Is that 94?
It says it's 94 here. I
Oh my
wonder
God,
if
how
Pet
many movies
Detective.
they
I wonder if
doing?
The Mask actually got a lift because Pet Detective was so big.
Yeah,
Pet
Well,
Dumb
Detective
and
was
Dumber, I
Jim Carrey's
thought, was
first. It was his first real movie, so it might
Let's
be.
try 93.
It might be that. And then also, how do we not see Pamela Anderson in Good Cop, Bad Cop?
Oh, God.
Oh, just kidding.
And also,
I saw her on the boat in an episode of Good Cock, Bad Cock.
oh, jeez.
That's right.
Well, that year, that movie Leon came out with
Oh,
Danny
sure.
Aiello. And are you familiar with the movie where he plays the hitman and what's her face is teaches her to be a hitman?
I can never remember
No.
the French
One
guy's name. Is
sing-
it like Jean
Jean
Reno?
Reno
or something like that?
Yeah,
Jean
Jean
Reno.
Reno. I can't remember
Is it
the
Reno?
one that played
It's Jean
Princess
Reno.
Amidala. What the hell's her name?
Oh,
in the
Natalie
Star Wars
Portman?
The
thing?
Professional.
Natalie Portman. Yeah,
The Professional.
Leon the
Yeah.
Professional. Yeah.
How about
He's
Natural
great
Born
in
Killers?
one of the Luc Besson's films called The Big Blue. You guys ever see The Big Blue?
Nah.
I
Oh,
think
it's
I
a
did.
fantastic movie with Jean Reno, and it's about the French diver. It's really great.
One sad
And Luke-
thing to note about 1994, March 4th, John Candy dies of a heart attack at the age of 43 while on location in
Cobain.
Durango, Mexico for the film Wagons East, which I hear is horrible.
Oh, that's a Chris Farley movie. Is that no? That's not Farley.
No,
is it?
no.
No, that's
Candy's last
Matthew
movie.
Perry.
Wagons East was John Candy's last film.
That's John Candy and Richard Lewis.
yeah.
Was
John
Matthew
Candy,
Perry in
Richard
this
Lewis.
movie?
No,
No,
Matthew
you're
Perry was in
thinking
the
of,
Farley one.
The
Both
Chris
of
Farley
them
are
one,
fucking
Perry
horrible.
one.
It was John Candy, Richard Lewis, John C. McGinley, Ellen Green, Robert Picardo, Rodney A. Grant and Ed Lauder.
Ed Lauder, my favorite.
That's
I
a
love
good-
John C. McGinley.
It's a
Judge
good
Dave,
cast, but
watch
it's not
it.
a good movie.
Okay.
What
year did you say,
That is
Dave?
not a good movie.
Almost Heroes.
93?
It's the-
93. Okay. Top 10 highest grossing movies of 93 at number 10 with 195 million. The Pelican Brief.
Good
By the way,
movie.
in '94, where the hell was
It's okay.
Shawshank Redemption?
It wasn't a high grosser.
Probably didn't gross
that
a
picked
lot.
up after.
Weird. Okay.
Okay. Coming in at number 9 with 206 million, Philadelphia.
You know what the judge? You know what the judge said to Tom Hanks in that film?
I have a feeling it was this.
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.
That's exactly right.
That spot on your forehead.
Oh no, I love Ted McGinley too. But I meant John
come-
C. McGinley.
Coming in at number 8 with 227 million, Sleepless in Seattle.
A little
Terrible.
romantic comedy action there.
Coming in at number 7 with
Why-
255 million, Cliffhanger.
It's Stallone
Stallone.
and Michael
Boring.
Rooker.
Coming in at 226 million, 266 million at number 6 is Indecent Proposal.
Woody
Okay.
Harrelson,
Not terrible.
Vince Vaughn.
Hugh Caldwell, you're spot on. That's the movie of the year.
What movie?
The Fugitive.
Fugitive.
Oh, I thought he was going to say Wayne's World 2.
Yeah. Coming in at number 5 with 270 million, The Firm.
Firm was good. You know I love Wilford
Wilford
Brimley.
Brimley.
The 90s
Diabetes.
parody movie was called
Diabetes.
The Firm Cock. What?
Diabetes.
Coming in at number 4 with 321 million, Schindler's List.
I still haven't seen that full movie.
Oh, I'm a
Oh, it's
fan.
great.
I really like that movie.
It's
got,
great.
most of
I
the
think if
action
you-
that I look for in a film.
Yeah, it's a great movie. I think Life is Beautiful is a better Nazi movie. Have you guys ever seen Life is Beautiful?
Yeah.
No.
It's an Italian
Yeah,
foreign.
that's
I
the
know-
one
I
with
know
that,
it.
Italian guy. They're
Yeah, Roberto Benigni.
yeah.
It's fantastic.
Coming in at number 3 with 368 million, The Fugitive.
The greatest movie of that year. There's a
Coming-
great documentary about it on YouTube where basically they went into that movie where the script was just fucking shit. And they were winging the whole movie. You have to see it. It's unbelievable. And at the end, when they go to the screening of the movie, Harrison Ford sitting next to the director, and he's like, "Hey, this came out pretty good." Like he couldn't believe they actually made a movie.
I didn't kill my wife.
I
don't
don't
care.
care.
Coming in at number 2 with 441 million, Mrs. Doubtfire.
Okay.
Wah, wah.
Kids
And
movie.
coming in at number 1 with 914 million, almost $1 billion, is Jurassic Park.
Okay. I've seen that movie a few times.
Not as graphic as Geranal Park, but
Joe, I noticed that Falling Down was not on your list.
it's
Have
a
you
great
not
one.
heard the
Oh.
phrase, the customer is always right? Joe. Have you
What was
not heard
that?
phrase?
Oh, I love that
Going
movie.
down Michael
I,
Douglas.
I,
Michael
I
Douglas
bought
is
that.
awesome in it.
I bought that on
That's
Voodoo a
great.
few weeks ago. But just a couple of other notes, because I always have little tidbits in here. One of my favorite Schwarzenegger films came out that year. It was always considered a flop, but I always loved Last Action Hero. Anyone
It's
else like
great.
it? Thank you.
Yeah, I
Fantastic.
enjoy it.
I've never seen it.
Here's
Um,
here's a little side
movie's
note
awesome.
from a young teenager
Cheech,
brain.
Wyatt Earp sucked.
I
They were
remember-
trying to rip off Tombstone.
I remember in '93 when Sliver came out, immediately being like, I got to find a way to see that, because I just assumed that Sharon Stone would be very naked in that movie, like she was in Basic Instinct prior to.
Right.
So, from the mindset of a teenage boy, that was like, I got to get into that.
Now we've
Yeah, we-
talked about movies on here before, guys. Have I ever mentioned, and when I asked this question, I know I have 100 times, the movie Lucky Number 11?
Always.
No, you never mentioned
Everybody
that.
needs
before.
to watch. Look on the panel. Watch the movie. You guys will love it.
I've seen
Bingham,
it.
you will love
I've
it.
seen
What do you
it.
think? You like
I
it?
started
love
watching
it.
it, I fell
Yeah,
asleep.
love it.
I haven't seen it in a billion years.
Oh, it's so great. His name was Slevin Calabra. It's fucking great. If you guys like, and everybody in the chat, if you guys like revenge movies, and who the fuck doesn't like a revenge movie? Everybody wants to stick it to the man. If you like a revenge movie, lucky number 11. It's Josh Hartnett, Bruce Willis, Lucy Liu, Ben Kingsley, Sir Ben, actually, Ben Kingsley, Morgan Freeman. The movie is awesome. It's the Kansas City Shuffle. It's awesome. There's some comedy in it too. Some of it reminds me of Snatch. Where were you guys on Snatch?
Oh, I
And
love
I'm not talking about the X-rated version, Joe. Just the
What? Sorry.
You just wanted to hear me say I love Snatch.
Now, I just want to point out two sad deaths that year. This was what, 93.
Yeah.
On March 31st, unfortunately, Brandon Lee is accidentally killed during the filming of The Crow, which is one of my favorite movies.
The Crow
Great
was
soundtrack,
wonderful.
too. And, of course, on October 31st, Halloween, River Phoenix accidentally dies of an overdose.
Yeah, right at the fucking Viper Room.
Club.
Yeah.
Yeah, Viper Room.
Halloween party? Must have been.
You know, when he died, the doors that he came out of, that he died, they changed that building around so you couldn't enter the building there anymore, and you had to go downstairs to go in. Because they were like, if somebody's going to die coming out of this place, we want them to die on the side street,
Oh, God.
not on Sunset.
That's funny.
You want to pick another year?
2000.
Oh, all right, 2000.
2000.
99, actually.
This Hanoi bomb mentioned.
99.
99.
I've been waiting so long.
Top
Ooh,
10.
you know I love Lukather. Oh,
Top
99, where did we go wrong?
I don't think
Lukather
99
had the
was a
best
great
voice in the
movie year.
band.
All right, we have the top 10 highest grossing films of 1999 at number 10 with 312 million. Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me.
Okay, I take
Fantastic.
that back. Great, great.
That movie's awesome.
Coming in at number 9 with 356 million. I've actually never seen this movie. American Beauty.
Oh, I like that.
No, it was awful.
I don't think it was awful. I thought it was entertaining.
Had some funny moments, but I mean, like, I don't think.
I mean,
it's
you have to
one
suspend
of-
reality. Kevin Spacey's trying to have sex with 2 different women.
Yeah,
That's funny.
we got to see Thora Birch's lopsided boobs.
Man, nowadays, if he gets interviews, you know what they're going to ask him, right?
I haven't interviewed the
Why
most
are
recent
you
Kevin
gay?
Spacey interview.
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.
That's great. I do
Coming-
believe
Oh,
we're going
shoot.
to come across a Tommy Lee Jones movie if it's 99.
Coming in at number 8,
Seems like 95 to 2005, Tommy Lee Jones was in every single movie that ever was made.
I don't think he's in one of these, but coming
Let's
in
see.
at number 8, 361 million. The World Is Not Enough. James Bond.
James Bond.
Pierce
I didn't-
Brosnan as James Bond.
Didn't care
Coming
for
in
that
at number
one.
7 with 363 million. Notting Hill.
No
That's
idea.
Hugh Grant.
Never seen it.
I've had breakfast in Notting Hill.
Coming in at number 6 with 416 million is The Mummy.
Ooh, Billy
It was
Zane.
with,
Is that Billy Zane?
No, that's
This is
Brendan
This
Fraser.
is Brendan Fraser.
Oh,
That
Brendan
actually was
Fraser.
pretty good.
Oh.
That was pretty good.
Coming in at number 5 with 448 million, the animated Tarzan movie.
Oh, yeah, with Phil Collins did the music. It was a Disney movie. Oh, in fact, I think one of the voices was Brian Blessed.
Oh, really? He was in there.
You know who Brian Blessed is, Joe?
Gordon's alive.
Oh,
Thanks, Flash,
now I
for
do.
giving a dumb bird a second chance.
that was great. He's awesome. Coming in at number 4, I tried watching this movie 2 times and fell asleep during it both times. I was like the only person in the world who didn't like it. With 465 million, The Matrix.
Oh, I love
Movie
You're
of
not
the
the
year.
only.
That first-
You're not the only person that didn't like it. I
the
still.
first one.
I don't care for the Matrix.
Thank you.
First
I
one-
just never got, and I
Best
fell
movie of the
asleep.
year.
First one was great. All the sequels sucked.
I believe we're living
is
in the
about that.
Matrix.
Now I like some of the sequels better than the first one. There's
Oh, the
one,
sequels are rotten.
Well, there's one
I didn't
scene. I
like
think it's
any
the
of them.
third one. There's like a fight between him and Mr. Smith that was awesome. It was very superhero style. All right, coming in at
The-
number 2. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, it's a great movie. The whole idea of the first movie is so clever.
Mm-hmm. Just being
But
used
there
as
is
batteries.
scientific study that talk about simulation theory. I don't know if you guys are familiar with simulation theory, and all the Matrix is just a version of simulation theory.
Mm-hmm.
But there's really some scary data to back it up. Back doors are not a secret.
Oh, that's War Games, right?
I've been doing war games. This guy says the
Oh,
Matrix
goodness.
is not real, moron. I don't know what he's saying. If he's saying that to me or if he's just saying it, I don't know. You care either way, but I'll tell you this. There's more fun Y-Files episode on that one.
The Y-Files is good.
Yeah.
Well, when
Okay.
they do the demonstration of where they shoot particles through a
Yeah.
hole, and if you're not looking at it,
That's
doesn't
weird.
behave in the same
Yeah.
way.
That's weird.
Well, also, have you ever
If you're not
seen
observing.
that they now have a new telescope out in space? And this is all quantum physics shit. But they're seeing now things that they would never seen before, and it's like it's very similar to rendering. I don't know if anyone here plays games like Fortnite, but when you jump
I
off
know what
the,
you're getting at.
you jump
know.
off the bus, you look down on the island, things aren't there, and they start to render as you get closer and look at it. And that's kind of the same shit that's going on with the
Yeah, they're
the-
finding
it's
out
called the
that-
splice particle splice, the double slit theory. It's called.
Yeah, that the graphics out in the universe aren't as clear until you focus into it.
Correct.
Yeah, it's like so it becomes more rendered as you observe it
And
more.
things
But
that they
when you're not
swear
able
were not
to observe
there.
it, it's
Right.
not as not same.
It's
Resolution.
not there. That's right. And it happens on a molecular level as well. And that's where
Mm-hmm.
they're like, where the theory has been gaining ground with quantum physicists. I'm not
Yeah.
saying I know either way. I'm just
Gotta
saying
save
it's
on the memory.
possible. Yeah, I watched the Y-Files. Yeah, I don't know if I've seen that one, but I watch a lot. I think I watched all of his shows. But yeah, I mean, there is a double slit theory that started. Well, it didn't start it, but it's one of the things. But it's catching ground. But like, look, none of us know anything. And if you're into like religion and you're into heaven and all that, which I'm not, but if you are, that's almost the same thing as
If it is a simulation, I want to rewrite my
simulation.
program.
right. So,
we left-
anyways, it's just an interesting conversation to have. I don't think people get so bent because it breaks their fucking belief system. But I can tell you right now, if your belief system is that the food you're eating isn't killing you, you're wrong.
Mm.
All right, go on.
Coming in at number 3, highest grossing films of 1999 with 511 million was Toy Story 2. Coming in at number
Okay.
2,
Toy Story's the Pixar thing. I was like, what am
Yeah.
I thinking of? I was thinking of the toy, the horrible Jackie Gleason film.
Oh,
with
Richard Pryor.
Richard Pryor.
Yeah.
Coming in at number 2 with 672 million, The Sixth Sense. I See Dead People.
Fantastic movie. I like Shamalama Ding Dong as a director.
I actually watched
Depends on the movies.
The Watchers
Yeah.
last night. I think that was directed by his daughter. It was okay.
I
I
like
think even-
Unbreakable
even-
and Split.
Unbreakable's amazing.
In Split,
Split is good.
in Glass, I don't like the way it ended. But
Yeah, they
It's so
fucked that
funny
one
you
up.
say that. I liked Unbreakable in Glass.
yeah.
Is Split the middle one?
I never saw Glass.
That's the one I
That's
like the
one with
least.
James McAvoy.
I like Unbreakable.
Oh,
It was
James
okay.
McAvoy.
McAvoy's in
Plays
Glass
five-
too.
Yeah, but he plays like all 5, 6 different roles. And
Yeah, I like Glass the least of
the
those
great
three.
thing about Split was that I had no idea it was in that
Split, I mean.
canon.
No.
Split.
Yeah. And then
I had
when
no
you get
idea it
to
was in
the
that
end-
can until the end. I saw Bruce
wasn't
Willis. And I
that-
go, oh fuck no, this is unbreakable.
I
This is-
fucking lost my mind. And he goes, "What was the name of that guy? He had like a Mr. Glass." I'm like,
Yeah, but
oh, no.
what was the other movies he did? The Lady in the Water, I thought that was enjoyable. I mean, I'm not looking for a blockbuster. I'm looking to be
He did The
entertained for an
Village.
hour and a
Didn't he do,
half.
like The Village.
The Happening.
Village
sucked.
was
The Village
entertaining,
okay.
even though I knew what that was going to be. I knew that wasn't in. I could figure that one out.
Yeah.
But
Signs I actually liked.
Signs was
Because
enjoyable.
Signs,
Like
I
I said,
like-
they're all entertaining.
yeah,
What I like saying about Signs is
Signs was
that
bad at the
it
end.
wasn't
signs,
it wasn't as
signs
much
everywhere.
it wasn't as much a movie about aliens as it was about the threat. Could have been anything, but the title of the movie gives away what it's about. Signs. The message is everything happens for a reason. The signs.
Christopher Valdez says Lady in the
were in
Water is no
life,
good.
you know,
I think it was
what was said.
entertaining. I'm not looking to be like blown away with every movie, even though it's a shamalama ding dong. I'm just looking to be entertained. I found it enjoyable.
I thought the end of Signs where like they actually show the alien and he's standing there. It's like, oh, this is so dumb.
Yeah,
I
but
liked it a
that
lot
could
better
have
when it
been
was
anything.
more.
It's
Yeah.
like,
What do you guys think Christopher
Sorry.
Nolan's best film is?
ooh,
I don't know any
someone
of his
mentioned
work off the top
Memento.
of my head.
Memento was good.
He did the Batman
I
movies.
think
right?
it's Prestige, hands down.
Prestige.
You guys ever see Prestige?
Dark Knight. Yeah, I saw Prestige.
Yeah, I'm going with Dark
Let's see,
Knight.
what did he make?
Prestige is so good.
He did
I think it's
Inception,
Prestige
which
by
I
a
thought.
mile.
I don't think
Inception.
was
He
as
did
good as
Oppenheimer.
everyone's
He
got.
did. While he's looking, Joe, what's the last movie in this category?
The number one grossing movie with almost $1 billion at 924 million. Star Wars Episode 1: The Phantom Menace.
Awful.
Ooh. When I play Fortnite, I play as Darth Maul.
All I'm thinking
That-
right
that
now
was a
is
good villain.
bye,
Yeah.
bye, this here Anakin guy. Maybe Vader someday later, but for now it's small fry.
Yeah, it's the best thing that came out of that.
A
Weird
little
Al.
Weird Al action.
But you know what's funny about that episode 1 is, number one, Darth Maul is easily the best scary Sith they had.
Yeah.
But the episode is watered down with the ridiculous Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jar Jar
Well-
ruins it. They could have made that movie really dark, more about Darth Maul. To me, they had a character that was a winner and they blew it, and he's gone by, just stupid. Because
100%. That's pretty widely acknowledged, I thought.
But if you look at, like, Darth Maul is supposed to come before Darth Vader. Darth Maul looks like the scariest motherfucker you ever want to deal with. And then they have this other guy looking like Oscar the Grouch in a tin can walking around. Fucking Darth Vader looks like the most unscary, like the worst suit ever. It's like, what is this thing you're wearing? It's so
think
I
that the
can
Darth-
breathe.
Yeah,
Go on a
They were
hospital.
kind of stuck with that because they developed that in the 70s, so they were kind of stuck with that.
I think that whole trilogy,
He's got the
what are they,
Flavor
the
Flav
prequel-
clock in the front.
The prequel trilogies, I think, were
Digital
aimed
clock.
more. They were aimed more at trying to get a younger audience.
Yeah.
It wasn't for people that really enjoyed the first ones as much. I don't think.
Well,
I'm-
the third
I'm
one,
guessing. I could
Return
be
of the
wrong.
Jedi, was for a younger audience. I mean, when they brought
Right.
the Ewoks in there and you got fucking Warwick Davis running
Well,
around in a bear
that-
suit.
Right.
That was because when they licensed the toys to Kenner, they didn't realize they were going to sell like they did.
Yeah,
And
Yeah,
then
they
they
had no
never
idea.
came about
they
selling
never
toys.
called Ewoks in the movie at all.
Yeah,
Did not
the
reference it
original
until
script,
the credits.
those were supposed to be a Wookiee planet. And then he
Yeah.
wanted to reinvent the teddy bear. That's what I heard.
Hugh Caldwell says Jar Jar belonged in The Last Dragon. You know The Last Dragon is one of my all-time favorite films.
Wait, are we
Bruce
talking about
Leroy.
Bruce Leroy? Yeah. Why does
Oh, it's
Jar Jar
fucking-
belong in The Last Dragon?
Yeah, I don't get that one.
I don't know, was the actor in the movie? Maybe he
Rastafarian
was.
alien.
Fear
Yeah, I
of a
don't know.
Wookiee Planet. I'll tell you right now, have you guys seen the Warwick Davis show, Life's Too Short, on HBO?
No.
It's worth going back and watching. It's a kind of like a Curb Your Enthusiasm of Warwick Davis. but it's so fucking good. I mean, you'll laugh your ass off. It's Ricky Gervais's show, but it's so great. When he goes back to his wife who wants a divorce and he's got to climb up to get one of his awards, and he's like, he's trying to climb the side of like the bureau to get. It is so funny. I'll tell you right now, life's too short, folks. Watch it. Warwick Davis, you will cry. One of the funniest things I've ever seen. I'm sure you can YouTube and just say Life's Too Short's funniest bits, and you'll see a bunch of bits where you'll want to go back and watch it. It's so good.
I just don't have HBO.
Let me ask you a question.
Oh, I don't either anymore. But I would go ahead.
We got 8 minutes left, and we usually end at 10:30. I found the list. I pulled it off of Twitter, now formerly known as Twitter, currently known as X.
X,
the top 10 male singers of all time. Do we want to discuss this list?
Yep.
I'll let you guys do it. I got to get ready for band practice. It's
oh, you're playing?
No.
Yeah. I totally forgot that we were, but yeah, we are. So I got to go.
That's right.
I just got bothered by my other guitar player. He goes, "Hey, where are you?" Shit.
Normally we get the Irish goodbye, but he actually said goodbye. Well, take care.
The old I love the Irish goodbye. I can't help it.
Irish exit, right?
It's much easier. All right, guys.
All right, very good, John. Good seeing you, man.
Enjoy your list.
Talk soon. Enjoy. All right, let's hear this. Top 10 greatest vocalists of all time.
Top 10 male singers of all time. Coming in at number 10, we have Steve Perry.
I'd put him in the top 10.
This is all rock. Yeah,
I'm assuming too. I mean, obviously, we're not going to have Mario Lanza.
Yeah,
Pavarotti and the third guy.
My father loved Mario.
When I didn't say Engelbert Humperdinck on this list, I got very sad.
So I sing you to sleep after the loving.
Coming in at number 9, we have Paul McCartney.
I liked McCartney's voice. I wouldn't call him a great singer, but I mean, so many people have emulated him, Billy Joel and etc. But I enjoy him.
Okay.
It's not better than Steve Perry, so that's stupid.
Yeah.
Coming in at number 8, the other half of that famous writing team, we have John Lennon.
No,
he's
no.
I mean, they have their unique voices. I mean, but
come on, are you saying either one of those guys is better than Steve Perry as a singer? Fuck off. No way in hell.
Coming in at number 7 is Van Morrison.
This list is fucked.
Yeah, Hugh, you're right. Yeah, Van Morrison's not a great singer either.
I never said it was a good list. I thought it would be something we can get.
Well,
I mean, here's what
flame on.
Here's how I thought when they said John Lennon after Paul McCartney.
Surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise.
You're gonna have Rico on him.
Thank you, Hugh.
Okay. Coming in at number 6, we have Roger Daltrey.
No.
I think he's terrible.
Okay. Now we got the top 5. Coming in at number 5, we have Elton John.
No. First of all, I'm already getting the sense that Lou Gramm is not going to be on this list, and that's bullshit.
I know Freddie Mercury well.
Yeah, it's got to be. Brad Delp should be on the list. Yes, Cheech. Go ahead.
Coming in at number 4, we have Frank Sinatra.
Wow, so much for The Rock. Thank
you. Frank Sinatra was great from 53 to 61 or 62. And after that, I would say before that, Walsh. Again, Hugh, you're right up there.
My favorite
Steve Walsh would be in the top 10, not Morrissey.
Personally,
I love Morrissey, but he's not a great singer. Go ahead.
Go back and listen to Frank Sinatra with Tommy Dorsey. It's fucking phenomenal.
What's that, 40s?
I love big band music. Yeah.
Yeah,
the 40s.
When he was a crooner.
That was the Columbia years. I prefer his voice in the Capitol years.
Coming in at number 3, we have Michael Jackson.
He was a great singer.
He's good. But in the grand scheme of things.
Coming in at number 2, we have Elvis Presley.
0 point. Elvis Presley. He's a good singer. I wouldn't put him in the top 10 because I would even put Robert Plant above him.
Okay.
And I'm not a huge Robert Plant fan. But I do like Elvis a lot.
And at number one, as Krellbar had guessed, Freddie Mercury is on the list.
Yeah, I mean, to have rock and roll singers in there and not have Steve Walsh from Kansas or Lou Gramm from Foreigner
David
or
Coverdale.
George Michael, who was also a fantastic singer, but you have Elton John in there. Like, give me a break.
Yeah, it's a weird list.
But Freddie was great. He was great. I mean, I can't say he's my favorite, but I think he was great. I love Steve Marriott's voice. I'm not going to lie. I think he was great.
Harry Nilsson should be on there too.
Top 10?
Top 10. He'd be in my top 10.
I'd like to see that top 10. I want to see.
No, I'm
who
sure
he
a
beat out.
lot of it's going to be the same as yours. So,
No, because I'm not talking even about guys who I like as much as I'm just powerhouse voices who can sing their
well,
ass off.
Steve
I mean,
Perry, David Coverdale, Freddie Mercury.
Coverdale was great.
Friggin' some mentioned Brad Delp. That's
Ronnie James Dio, Chris Cornell.
Yeah.
Chris Cornell. I put Richie Kotzen
Rhea
in there,
Perlman.
too. Richie Kotzen can fucking.
He's great. Capital Years, 100% him. Song for Young Lovers. I think his best album, if I had to pull out Sinatra's best album, for me anyway, is A Swingin' Affair from like 57, I think it was. A Swingin' Affair is really great with Stars Fell on Alabama and Nice Work. Not Nice Work. What else is on that? Night and Day. It's a great record. Anyone check it out. It's A Swingin' Affair from Frank Sinatra. Jackie Wilson said it was Reed Petit. Well, Jackie Wilson's better than fucking Van Morrison, who wrote Jackie Wilson.
Now we got to
I
mention
think
Sam
Brad
Cooke.
Delp would be in there for rock singers. Mickey Thomas.
Oh, yeah, he is awesome.
Bobby, what's his name?
Bobby Kimball.
Bobby Kimball, thank you. I think all those guys are smoking singers. I would have Tom Waits in there for me. No. But I love Tom Waits, but he wouldn't be in there. 8 in a million in a drop dead.
What about Bob Dylan?
I'm actually surprised he wasn't on this list.
Who?
Joe Jackson.
What did he say?
Joe Jackson, but he's not a great singer.
Well, Krell said, "What about Dylan?" And I said, "I'm actually surprised he didn't make the list. Usually they always put him on the fucking list."
Usually he's an honorable mention.
Oh, but I mean, there's so many other singers too. Obviously, we're talking about rock singers, but then you got R&B singers like Luther Vandross and Teddy Pendergrass, who are fucking awesome.
I
Because
put
you got
Nat
Michael
King Cole on
Jackson
the
in
top
there.
10.
What is it?
I put Nat King Cole in the top 10.
Yeah, I want to make
Like King Cole, huh?
Cole over here. You know what I mean? That's good, fellas. Oh, Lukather's voice. Lukather has one of my favorite voices. In fact, I mean, him singing "How Does It Feel" or Anna, or
I'll Be Over You.
no, what's all those fantastic. I don't think Jagger's that great of a singer.
No.
You still remember? What about Ian Anderson? All right, everyone, listen. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. It's Tuesday night, not the regular night, but tomorrow night I'm busy, so I won't be here. But we will be here back next Wednesday. Same bat time, same bat channel. You guys want to say anything before we're out of here?
Yeah, everybody, if it applies, have a happy, healthy, and safe July 4th. Enjoy
Absolutely.
the time off. I'm
Happy
sure some
Independence
people
Day.
got to be off. Happy Independence Day. Freedom, they say, is an illusion, but fuck them. You know,
And
that's all.
on July 4th, if you're having a barbecue, make sure you crank out Can I Tell You Something from Kansas's first album. The freedom that you wish for. Oh, it's fucking great. All right, everyone. Thanks so much. Have a great night. Very good.